Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Tuesday night. I have a red flag alert to talk about. I have some other updates to report on that you really need to know about. And also have a very good verse, a very good passage that I will share towards the end that will probably make you think. It will be very thought provoking and give you some encouragement as well. And if I have time, I'm going to try to squeeze in a couple of Dawg cost cutting, some cost cutting advice. Okay. Y'all might be doing some of this already, but chances are there are people out there listening, watching that don't do this or need a reminder. Okay. Things that work for us here at the Dawg House. All right. I want to start off by saying, well, first, I'm going to start off by saying, if you like the video, hit the like button, click that like button on there. It helps us out. It might help in the algorithm. It may not. I don't know. It can't hurt. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. It's not for everybody. Okay. All right. We appreciate that. She said, what? I'm like, wait. I had to listen to this clip a couple of times. Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley. And I know I can't remember what she was before. I believe she was in the cabinet of the previous administration, and she's running for president currently. She said, now she was doing an interview. She referred to this twice, doing an interview, some show on Fox News. I can't remember which show it was. But she said every person on social media should be verified by their name because of national security. Do what? What? Yeah, she said that. She said, I want their name. Now, she sold it as an accountability kind of thing and to, I guess, get rid of all the bots, the fake people there that just, you know, throw hand grenades in there and walk away, so to speak, kind of thing. The bot, all the robot stuff, out there on social media and misinformation, disinformation, whatever you want to call it. But she said, what else? She said, I want their names. And yeah, she just kept saying that, I mean, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? I mean, I think a lot could go wrong. Uh, how about some privacy? How about any, with your real name? Now, I know on some social medias, people put their name out there, but majority of people are going to be more careful about that, especially when you want to state an opinion on something. And it doesn't have to be an opinion on anything that's real hot button either. It can be something very mundane, and you have jeopardized not just your privacy, but your security and your family security. I don't believe she's thinking this through. There's that possibility that she's just dumb and not thinking this through, or she has thought it through and knows exactly what she's doing by or by getting this or by wanting this to happen, which is worse, I believe. Share what you think about that. But you know what would happen? We know that if this took place, first of all, a lot of people would just leave social media, I believe, or they'd try to get around it some way. But how would a verification even work? But you would be targeted for your beliefs, your opinions, just on just about anything. You could jeopardize your bank account, all of your privacy, your security, your employment, your benefits, if you get benefits, your very freedom. It could be canceled. We've seen what happens when you speak out against something that is controversial. Let's say a certain type of health scare or something like that. Uh, when you voice an opinion uh, and stick up for your rights, your freedom, things happen. All right. We know this. This is just a huge, huge, huge red flag. Okay. But this is their mentality. They're just out in the open about it. They don't hide under it or just be coy, or try to disguise it anymore. It's just on out there. And I believe millions of people would be fine with this to their peril, you know. Um, but anyway, I just thought that this just stuck out today of all the things I saw. This was just one of those things that I'm like, wow, wow. She's a Republican, So what does that mean anymore? But that's the mentality. But that personally, I think she knows she's not going to be president. I believe she's probably running to be in the cabinet maybe of the next administration, whether it's Democrat or Republican. Well, we know what's going to happen. We know already. But she's gunning for something there, y'all. Whew, that one there you got to watch out for. That really caught my attention. Really did. Wasn't a fan really to begin with, but before this, but that's really caught my attention. Other news, other things. The Chinese leader, I don't even know what his title is, but this Xi Jinping is in or is on his way to San Francisco. That is just a weird thing. I mean, why do that? I don't get it. Unless he's just going to embarrass Biden some more. Who knows? But he's in San Francisco. The United States House of Representatives passed a stopgap funding bill to avert a government shutdown. I believe dealing with that again. And, just kick the can down the road some more. Hey, shut it down. Shut it down. Let it happen. I mean, sooner or later, they got to pay the piper, or we're going to be paying for it, of course. But I saw that bit of news as well. Middle East news, the Israeli Defense Force is conducting very precise, targeted operations against Hamas in that Shifa hospital area, the one where they have tunnels and operations that are underneath that hospital. They're using it as a shield, which is their MO. And they're also trying to rescue hostages. I pray that they can. I really do. I hope they can find hostages. Um, that's got to be a tough thing. It's a tough operation. They did make a point to say we are trying to minimize the danger to civilians as much as possible. I believe that. I believe it was one of the agencies, the United States or the military, or I can't remember, had provided proof. I didn't go deep into that. Provided proof that Hamas is using that hospital as a shield. Suspected that as all along, but they say they got miles and miles of tunnels underneath that thing. I mean, I I can't imagine. I really can't. But also kind of related to that, in Washington D.C. today, over 200,000 pro-Israeli protesters showed up for a rally, and they had speakers there. It was on the mall there, Washington D.C. They were chanting, bring them back," and they had families of hostages that were family members speaking as well. So, and the first thought I had was, I hope nobody gets attacked or harmed. And it looks like it went off without, from what I can tell, as far as I know, nobody got attacked, and that was a big concern. And number two, there were 200,000 of them, and it looked, from what the clips that I could see, it looked pretty peaceful, and nothing got vandalized, nothing got damaged, as far as I know, and nobody got hurt. How about that? How about that? There is that. It's pretty telling. But keeping our eyes on the Middle East, however, we can't take our eyes and our attention completely off what is going on right here, because plenty is still going on. I have a feeling, and this feeling came over me today, I have a feeling that the the cough thing is not done now. It's not done. It will come back. It will make an appearance again. I think very soon. We still have about a year before the next election. They got to have mail-in votes. You got to. You can bank on that. I really do. I believe that is coming. I think they're just gearing up for it. It'll come. So be ready for that. Even more of a reason to keep your preparations going. It's just part of your lifestyle. You know, prepping is not something we just do for a season and okay, we don't have to do it for a while. It's just something that you just kind of in the habit of doing along with your life, living your life, right? A couple of things I wanted to point out, and something I've really noticed, and I've been noticing it for a while, but I've been running into it even with at work with other people talking, and even our clients. And I hear other people on social media talking about this, is that a lost art, and you could classify it as prepping, but I think it's a lost art of our ancestors as well as older generations, and even our generation, is the art of cooking, food preparation. I think less and less people are doing that. And from what I can gather in my personal experiences and talking to other people, is they simply don't know how. I don't know if they just weren't raised in that environment or taught that, but they don't know how, and they have limited interest in learning how. But if they would take a little time, because it is a little time consuming, but you can save a good bit of money doing it, depending on what you're making, what you're getting. Now I know people will argue, hey, well, the way prices are with groceries, it's almost cheaper to go ahead and grab something. Yes, you can probably grab something, certain fast foods and things like that might be close in price, but how bad is that for you? Your health is in peril then if you're doing that every night, every day. That your healthcare costs are gonna way far outpace the money you're spending on just basic groceries. Whereas if you make some simple meals, you don't have to have outlandish, your extravagant ingredients. You can just make them with common ingredients. Especially in the winter, we use an Amish. We have a couple of Amish cookbooks we use, and some old cookbooks from our ancestors from our family that hey, it still works. So so think about that as well. And that's just something that was on my mind. We pack our lunch too when we go to work. Miss Dawg is religious about it. She will pack her lunch every time. Every time she has to go in the office and she's not working from home, she will pack a lunch. I'm pretty good about it. I do about 85% of the time, 85, 90% of the time, I will pack my own lunch. I have to have a day, maybe, one day where I'm out there and I run get some roller food. I call it roller food from the old Quick Trip or Racetrack. I like Quick Trip a lot better. A lot better. But here in our area, those are the two big choices: Racetrack, Quick Trip, and it's cheaper than fast food. Yeah, I know it's not probably not great for me, but I do it maybe once a week in moderation, right? And every now and then I have to have that Chick-fil-A. Got to have that every now and then, but in moderation. Treat yourself. Treat yourself sometimes. Don't deprive yourself all the time. We have to have a balance in this life, y'all. At least that's my outlook. That's the way I think. All right, I'm gonna get to the verse. It is from Psalm chapter 25, verse 5 says, "Lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. For you I wait all the day long." Amen. He will lead us and he will teach us, and he will speak to us in ways with the Holy Spirit, and we just have to pray and be patient and listen. Pray for guidance, pray for discernment and judgment. Okay, and he will lead us. He will lead you. He is faithful. We know that. We just need to make sure we keep the faith up and be patient, because it may not happen right away. You may not have an answer right away, but when you feel that spirit on you, you know what I mean, and you're being tugged and you're being called, be faithful and follow through with that. And there are times when it will seem very tough, or it will seem like the wrong road, like, whoa, I don't know about this. See it through, persevere, and you'll see, and you'll see. We've experienced this firsthand here. Okay, so trust me. All right, share your thoughts on that, and let's keep in prayer. All right, and let's be careful out there. Let's be aware. Be safe. God bless you. See you soon.